What is up? Welcome back, Enchanters, to a special edition of Halloween Disney Jim Shore pieces. Now, before we get started, how are ya? My name is Jean-Pierre Bon Jovi. You can follow me on Instagram. The link is below in my description. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Subscribe and like this video. Comment below what your opinions are. What pieces do you have? What don't you have? I'm so excited to dive in because what we're going to discuss today are all side characters from Disney that are either embellished, designed, or in a have Halloween attributes to them. So they're Halloween inspired. So they're not traditional to their movie depiction, but it's something creative that Jim Shore and Disney have come together to create, which is so exciting. Now, there are 2 other videos to this series. Stay tuned. The next one is going to be the entire Mickey and Friends Halloween collection. You're not seeing them here, so that's not included here. 2 pieces are Mickey and Friends in this collection, this one and this one, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But you will also not see Nightmare Before Christmas. There are 2 Nightmare Before Christmas pieces that are exclusively just for Halloween that are in this video, but you'll also see them in that video. So we have those videos coming up now in the month of October, which I'm very excited because it's Halloween season. So without further ado, before we get started, let's check out the giveaway. Thank you so much, by the way. We're at over 600 subscribers. Insane. And I know we'll definitely get to the 1,000 subscriber mark by the conclusion of 2021. But before we do so, there is a massive giveaway. So let's go ahead and check out that giveaway. And don't forget about our incredible giveaway that we're having. This is for reaching 1,000 subscribers. The moment we get to 1,000 subscribers, we will be doing this incredible giveaway, which is the 100 Acre Caper Adventure Winnie the Pooh piece. In order to be eligible to earn this giveaway, you must be subscribed to our channel. You must like our videos, and every video that you comment under and that you share, you get multiple entries. So if you share our video, you get 2 entries, and for every time that you comment on any of my videos, beginning from the months of July through once we get to the 1,000 subscribers. My goal is to get to 1,000 by the conclusion of August. Fingers crossed, with your support we'll get there. You will be receiving an entry. So you get 2 entries for sharing the video, share it on any of your platforms, Facebook, Twitter, anywhere on social media, Instagram, and if every time you comment on any of our videos and you engage with me, you also get an entry. So this is a beautiful, beautiful piece. As you zoom in, it's one of my favorite Winnie the Pooh Jim Shore pieces ever made. It's this beautiful tree bark, Winnie reaching inside the tree to gather some honey. There's the little details with the bees, and then you have his best friends, Tigger, Piglet, and Eeyore, all supporting him on this venture. It is absolutely adorable, and I can't wait for someone to earn this. So may the odds forever be in your favor, and let's get back to our video. And we're back! So let's go ahead and let's dive in. So the very first Halloween piece, one of the very first Halloween pieces ever made, because he made a few other Mickey and Friends pieces that came out with this piece. But it is the Huey, Dewey, and Louie collection. I freaking love this collection. And you're going to see it featured again when I do my next video. But this is a very difficult piece because it's like, you can consider it to be Mickey and Friends, and you can consider it to be a part of Scrooge. And so that's why I featured this piece. It is one of my all-time favorites, if not my favorite Halloween piece ever made. It is classic Jim Shore. This piece came out roughly around 2007 was the year in which this piece came out. The name of this piece is called Playing Tricks and Sharing Treats. When it launched, it was about like $50 to $60, and it's relatively still quite affordable in the secondary market. You can still get it for under $100, which is awesome. As you zoom in, if you haven't already noticed, it's a candy dish. And so you can use it as a candy dish if you desire, as long as your candy's wrapped. go for it. I usually don't like using these pieces, these unconventional pieces, and their actual purpose or their form. But with this one, I would say go for it. Just don't go putting like open candy corn in there. You don't want to damage the piece. It is absolutely beautiful. It's that classic Jim Shore that has that, the paint has like that wear. All three characters have the extra rose molding details and that Jim Shore aesthetic within each piece. The pumpkin is so beautifully designed. My favorite piece right here is, I don't know the difference between who's Huey, Dewey, or Louie, but this little bugger right here, his hat is just absolutely beautiful. I love his hat so much. The detailing is amazing. So he's the witch. Then we have the one right above here, who is the little devil with the candy corn, which is adorable. And it tempts you to want to put candy corn on this dish. And lastly, we have one dressed as a scarecrow. It is so freaking darling. One of my all-time favorite pieces. It's quite a large piece as well. It has some weight to it. And again, you're going to notice that when you purchase this, you're going to notice a different aesthetic. And one thing with classic Jim Shore is a lot of the pieces had like this, almost like this dirt burnished paint residue, and that is what made it so freaking iconic. And that's what I miss not seeing that in the new pieces. But nevertheless, it is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful piece. And it is one of my, if not my favorite Halloween piece ever made. And again, one of the very first Halloween pieces ever made. Following that, I'm going to try my best to go in order from when they were released. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to try my bestest at doing here. And so another piece that was made that came out relatively around the same time was I would like to say this is, if not the first, scared the crap out of me, the first or the second one that's ever been released. And this is a light up piece, and it also is a musical chime, though I don't have batteries on it. And so if you put batteries in it, she rotates. And the pumpkin lights up. So this is Tinkerbell. So the name of this piece is, there is no name on the piece, but it's probably on the box. So sorry about that, but you can still roughly find this quite affordably, under like $90, $80 on the secondary market. It is Tinkerbell on this broomstick as she's flying around in her purple witch ensemble and hat. It is absolutely gorgeous. As you zoom in, the pumpkin has hollowness in his eyes and face and mouth, and that lights up. It's a light up feature. And when you turn it on, she rotates around the pumpkin, which is pretty awesome as well. So the nose and the eyes light up, and it is absolutely gorgeous. She rotates around quite slowly. Her portrait is absolutely gorgeous. And in a moment, a few of you are going to get triggered, because we all know Jim does a lot of Tinkerbells, and we're like overwhelmed with Tinkerbell. We no longer want Tinkerbell. So fair warning, this video will have an abundance of Tinkerbell pieces. I'm going to save you the torture, because sometime next year I'm doing a Tinkerbell video. Every Tinkerbell piece ever made. And I know that's probably going to be my least viewed video. But I'm just going to put that out there. Some feedback for everyone over at Jim Shore. We're done with Tinkerbell. But nevertheless, this piece is absolutely gorgeous. At the time when this piece came out, we had like less than 8 Tinkerbell pieces ever made. So it was like still doable. And now it's just overkill. But there you have it. I'm sorry I can't give you the name. And a fun fact about this piece, when the original launch of this came out, a very small batch, very, 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 very small batch were released. Very rare to come across. I don't own it, and it's considered a prototype. And her thigh had a tattoo. So it had like the rose molding details on her wings, had a tattoo dealing right on her thigh. And upon revisiting it, Disney thought that it was a little too controversial and not to their aesthetic. And so they then, when they released when it was massively released to the market, she didn't have a tattoo. And many times you'll see people selling in the secondary market using that picture with the tattoo on her leg. Doesn't come with it. If you do have the tattoo piece, let me know. I would love to know if you have it. I'll make you an offer for it, because I want it. So there you have it. Following that piece, he's made quite a few other pieces. Another piece that he made was this Chip 'n Dale, which is probably like ranked within like the top 4 most expensive Chip 'n Dale pieces. It's called Tiny Tricksters, and let me tell you something. Chip 'n Dale pieces are like it's the collection that's probably like one of the most expensive collections, and you can consider these to be a part of like Disney and Mickey and Friends. But Chip 'n Dale pieces, I don't know what it is about Chip 'n Dale where like Jim Shore makes a very small run of them, but they are highly sought after and very small quantities have ever been made. This is quite an expensive piece. It goes in the secondary market for like $200 to $300. And again, the name is, if you didn't hear it before, Tiny Tricksters. It is Chip 'n Dale dressed as a vampire and a skeleton. It is so freaking cutie. They are in this carved pumpkin with all the rose mowing details. And I love the mixed media here because you have the vines and this little metal wire here. Super cutie. I freaking adore this piece so much. They look so freaking adorable. I mean, it is just everything. I freaking love this piece so much. Dale is my favorite with the vampire attire. I like it a little bit more than the skeleton attire, but it is absolutely adorable. I think this piece came out around 2009, around there, 2009-ish, 2010. And it's become very difficult to come across in the secondary market. Again, ranked within like the top 4 most expensive Chip 'n Dale pieces. And he's made like only less than like 12. But they're all quite difficult to come across. Most of them are. So there you have it. Following that piece, we have this Tinkerbell piece that was released, which is a very fragile piece, and it came damaged for a lot of people and or damaged. It's called Pixie Bewitched. I love this piece so much. As you, by the way, this piece retailed, the Chip 'n Dale piece retailed for like about $50, and this piece when it came out was about $40, $45. A piece like this, if it were made now, would be $60 minimum. And so this piece right here is a fall, it's like an autumn fall Halloween piece, but it's still considered a Halloween piece. It's this beautiful fall leaf, and I love the details as you zoom in on this fall leaf. It is so beautiful. The shading on it, the wear on the leaf, the stem. It is a life-size leaf. It is absolutely impeccable. What I love about this too is the base. This is probably one of the sexiest Halloween bases. It's this purple it's like this periwinkle and like violet hue, and the spider cobweb all around 360 is stunning. And then you have this acorn with it's like a carved like a pumpkin carved acorn, which is super cutie. I love that detail. And then as you look at Tink, she's like in this ballerina pose with her little purple pom-poms, her black slippers, they're not white. And then as you come up, it's the purple dress. She's looking down, so you have to see her portrait from below. Her beautiful rose mullet wings. This is the thing, as much as we're triggered by Tinkerbell, I don't care what anyone says, his aesthetic, Jim Shore's iconic aesthetic, like rose mullet aesthetic, is iconic on her and her wings. It is one of the most beautiful depictions, and when you look at all his pieces, Tinkerbell's wings are just... Pinocchio and Tinkerbell make the best depiction they go in flow with Jim's aesthetic. They just do. And so I just love this for so many reasons. I love this piece. And what I love is she's looking down. Her portrait looks amazing. She's absolutely darling. I love it. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous piece. Yay. I'm not sure if I just had some issues with my video, so I'm not sure where we last cut off. We were talking about how rare these pieces were. So again, for instance, they made more Tinkerbells than they did Jack and Stitch. You could not buy them individually. You had to buy them like in a pack of 6 or 12, etc. So these came out back in like same year this came out. I would say like back in like 2009, 2010. And I remember seeing them, and they retailed for $25 each. And let's start with the first one, which is Tink, which I absolutely love. Her base is amazing. The name of this piece is called Sparkling Spell. By the way, you can still find this in the secondary market for like $60 to $80. Retail for $25 when it launched. So it's this beautiful water globe, and what's really cute is she has a bunch of little pumpkins, little like sequins pumpkins within there. As you zoom in, she's in her witch attire, and she's literally looks like she's floating, and she's brewing up a spell. It's absolutely darling. I think it's an adorable piece. Following that, I want to go to the second rarest piece, and probably, if you ask me, like one of the top 3 most expensive Nightmare Before Christmas pieces, and it's this little bad boy right here. This little booger retails for anywhere around $250 to about $350. The name of this piece is called Spooky Surprise, and it's Jack sitting over a tombstone. He has a bat sequins as you zoom in on all those beautiful details and the glitter. Absolutely darling piece, and it's the only snow globe piece ever made for Nightmare Before Christmas. What I love about this piece, it's the scenery, it's these little skeletons, and it's the scene in the movie where he's over that hill, and there it looks like it seems to be like somewhat of a graveyard inspired scene at the same time. It is absolutely beautiful. Very difficult piece to come across, very challenging. If you own this piece, comment below. If this is your first time seeing this piece, which I know it's going to be for a lot of you, comment below. I love when y'all see something new for the first time that you've never seen before. So there you have it. And lastly, the final piece, you know, I got this piece like 2 months ago. And by the way, I filmed my Stitch video a while ago. I know it just aired before this video, but was this piece right here. I thought it would take me years to get this, and which it did. I got it in 2000, and it took me 11 years to own this piece. And the name of this piece is called Stitch or Treat. Like Jack, he also has the little bats as you zoom in. It is adorable. It's Vampire Stitch with a little jack-o'-lantern in his hand. He's quite bigger in size than these two. And he also has this graveyard scene, which I freaking love. I mean, the bases on all 3 of these are gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I love the details. It's like the swampy willow tree and the graveyard in like, but it's in a sand dune, so it's in the middle of a beach, which is hilarious. It's super cute, and what I love about all these pieces is they each have this little pumpkin detail above them. There's also a fun fact about these pieces. They never came in boxes. Yeah, these pieces never came in boxes. There is no box for these pieces. They only came in bubble wrap when they were delivered. How crazy is that? So a lot of times you'll see people say, I don't have the box. This piece never came with a box. They don't exist. They didn't even come with styrofoam. So fun fact if you didn't know that. Let me know if you own this, and let me know if you own any of these pieces. They are, I know there's a lot of snow globe collectors, and these are highly sought after in the Disney community amongst snow globe collectors. Following those pieces, he's made a few other pieces, but I want to talk about, we'll do this one, and then I think this is the next one in line. The name of this piece is called, this is also a light up piece, which I don't have a battery on. I don't have the name to it because it's only on the box, because the base is battery operated. And this right here is another Tinkerbell as a witch. I know, it's starting to get old. And it's really one of the first times we have this depiction, which he's done like 5 or 6 other pieces with a moon in the back. And this is really one of the first times we ever see, if not the first, the second time. I think the first time we saw a moon was the Lady and the Tramp piece, which y'all haven't seen that yet. Probably that's a video for 2022. But this piece right here has this moonlight scene, and she is flying Tink with her broomstick and an acorn. No, she's not even flying with a broomstick, sorry. She's just flying with her pixie magic. She has a wand in her hand, and she has an acorn, a hollow acorn, as her little, like, jack-o'-lantern candy basket, which is adorable. This piece right here, which is I think it's 2 pieces. It's the first time in 2 pieces in this Halloween collection that we don't have her wings. They don't have the rosemary details, which is quite odd. It is nevertheless a beautiful piece. It has a mixed media metal base, and you can unclip her and then clip her. Be very gentle. You don't want to scratch up the moon or her wings, because she does rock back and forth. Beautiful piece. When this piece launched, it was about $50, and it now retails in the secondary market for about 100, a little under 100. Following that piece, he released this one, which has become quite challenging to come across as well. I also don't have a name to this piece. The batteries do not work either. And so I don't have a name to this piece. Again, all these battery operated pieces, unfortunately, only the name of the piece is on the box. But I think it's called Tinker Treat. And so it is battery operated, and it's a jack-o'-lantern that lights up. But the pumpkin doesn't have a face carving. It actually has the word carving that says Tinker Treat. As you zoom in on the details, it is beautiful. The back has this teal quilted pattern detailing. The front of this, and it wraps around all the way down to the front where you see the carving Tinker Treat, and again it lights up, so this is a beautiful piece to have in the dark because the Tinker Treat will illuminate. And then it has the rose molding details here and this beautiful color story. And then as you come up, you see Tinkerbell in this little small scale, and she's wearing her lavender lilac piece. This is the second piece that also did not have the rose molding details in the wing. And her face portrait, it's cute. It's not the best, but what's really cute is her wand has that little stardust feature as well. This piece goes for about $200 now in the secondary market. It's become very difficult to come across, and it's a grail for many Tinkerbell collectors as well. A lot of the Halloween pieces for Tinkerbell are grail pieces. And following this piece, he made this piece. This one does work, the light up feature. This one does have the name. It's called Tinkerbell, a Pixie Treat. And it is also, you can use it as a candy dish, which I do not recommend. And as you zoom in, it's a jack-o'-lantern. It's hollow from within, as I stated. You don't want to use it as a candy piece or a candy dish because you miss out on the light up feature. And you have Tink peeking over this jack-o'-lantern. It's an adorable piece, but in my experience, it's such an unnecessary piece. It's also become a little challenging to come across. You can still purchase this for under $150 in the secondary market. It is absolutely darling, but you don't have her in any like Halloween-inspired attire. It's just her in her traditional form, and there's two pieces of her in this Halloween collection where she's just in her traditional green outfit. So there you have it. Following that piece, we had these two pieces that launched. This one is called Spooky, and this one is called Boo. They were part of the series of words that came out, and we're going to start with the Mickey one, which I wasn't going to feature in this video because you're going to see it featured in the Mickey and Friends video, but because we are featuring this Spooky one, I said to myself, I've got to feature that too. So we're going to start with this one. Now, these two pieces were very, very, very limited in their run. It was like an experimental phase, and not many were released at all. They've become very difficult to come across. Mickey goes for a little under $100. Sometimes I've seen people pay up to $150 for him, but usually if you can find him maybe for a good deal, it's under $100. He says Boo, and it's him dressed as a ghost. It's part of those, I don't know what you would call this series, but it's the Word series in the Disney font. It is absolutely beautiful, and he's only ever made two of these pieces. I wish he would have continued with this collection because a lot of people really do love him. Following that is this really expensive piece. This is probably ranked within like also the top 5 most expensive Disney Jim Shore Nightmare Before Christmas pieces. And it's Zero. It's called Spooky. And it's Zero hovering the word spooky. And it's also considered a Halloween piece, even though many won't know that because you can include it with your Nightmare Before Christmas collection. But it is considered a Halloween piece. Only this piece and this piece are considered. And there's another one that's questionable because it's a candy dish, but for the sakes of this video, we're not going to say it's a Halloween piece. And it's the candy dish Harley, I forget the name of it, but that piece. And you'll see it in the last video this month that we're airing is the Nightmare Before Christmas piece, because we're like transitioning from the last Monday of October from like Halloween into the holidays. So this piece right here is absolutely beautiful. Again, these pieces when they launched, they were like $30. Get that. $30 was the retail value for these. This piece is now worth on the secondary market like $200 to $300. It's gone up drastically. So many people, it's so highly sought after. And it was the first time that we get Zero in a standalone piece. It was the first time we ever featured Zero, so many people wanted it because of that. We also saw Zero in an ornament, but this piece as well, which is pretty awesome. Bloop. Bloop. Next we have this Winnie the Pooh, and with not too often I think this is the first time y'all see Winnie the Pooh aside from the giveaway we're having. I don't think we've ever featured Winnie the Pooh before, so I'm excited. This is the Winnie the Pooh piece, and it's called Bumble Pooh. He's on this, I love the base, it's this graveyard base, and this grassy little field right here. I love, look at the moonlight, it is so beautiful, the detail here. But it's Pooh dressed up as a bumblebee. This piece is quite difficult to come across. It retails for about $125, $160 right now in the secondary market. It's become a rare piece, and it's Pooh, and instead he has his little trick-or-treat honey pot with honey, of course, oozing out of it. He has this mixed media wire with his little ears, and then he has this bee that wobbles back and forth, which is super cute, and it just buzzes around. Adorable, adorable, adorable piece. When it retailed, it was like $50, and now, again, it's almost tripled in value. It's become very difficult. You can find some online retailers that may still have this piece, so go check it out. I purchased this piece on Fantasies Come True, but it was over a year ago, so I don't know if they still have it, so you may want to check Fantasies Come True. A lot of these rare pieces, you can still purchase them at Fantasies Come True for like the same retail value, and if not, like $5 to $15 or $20 above the MSRP price. It's my #1 most recommended place to buy Disney Jim Shore figurines. Fantasies Come True. Go. And the owners are amazing. Following that, they're based out of California as well. Following that piece, we have a few other Tinkerbell pieces that were released, and we have this piece right here. And this one's become a little difficult to come across as well, and it's called Tiny Enchantress. And it is Belle with a It is Tinkerbell with a broomstick. I love this base, it's super cutie. And she's just standing in this pose with her broomstick. Her shading's a little different than some of the other. You can tell that the material's different, the type of quality of paint. Nevertheless, it's a beautiful piece, but this was, at this point, Tinkerbell was overkill. Like, that's it. Once we got to these pieces right here, and this, that's it. It became overkill. This piece retailed for $60. It's now, you can't quote me. I'm telling you, it could be anywhere from $80 to $140. I really don't know. If you own this piece, comment below. If you know where someone can still purchase this piece, comment the link below as well. So there you have it. Following this piece, he released this one, which has become very rare to come across and goes for about like $140 to $160 in the secondary market, and it's called Pumpkin Pixie. And this is the second time in the series where we see Tinkerbell, but she's in her traditional ensemble for this harvest theme. And you can say this is a Halloween and harvest theme piece. It is a beautiful piece with these harvest fall leaves and acorns. I love the scale of this piece. It's quite a large version of Tink that we have here. She looks gorgeous. Her wings look amazing. What I love about the detail, we've never seen this done before on a piece, is her wings here have this teal detailing here that he's never done before, which is beautiful. She also has this teal outline on her dress, so the lining of her dress all over is in this teal outlining. And her eyes are just really blue. It's a beautiful, beautiful piece. Very difficult to come across as well. I purchased this last year. Tinkerbell was really one of my Tinkerbell and Winnie the Pooh were my last two like collections that I completed alongside Stitch, because they are like, there's so much pieces in those collections, and they're not necessarily my favorite pieces or favorite movies or Disney collections. And so many of them I purchased last year, and a few of them were very challenging, and that was one of them to come across. Following that piece, he created this piece, which I love. And it is really one of the very few times that we see Jim used a lot of glitter in a piece, and this one is called Touch of Magic. This piece goes for like 140 to $160 right now in the secondary market. It's probably my favorite rendition of any of the Tinkerbells he's done. I accept this one. What I love about this is this muted mauve base. It is gorge, and then you have the broomstick bent, and she's like about to take flight, and you have her. What I love about her more than anything is her stockings. The striped stockings are life. The wings, beautiful. Then you have like this muted violet lavender, so stunning. But where do you leave the most impeccable detail is the black attire, which is all embellished in glitter, from her shoes to her cape, and her hat is encrusted with glitter. Now the glitter will fall off. Never touch the piece from it. When you open it in styrofoam, there's going to be a lot of glitter, fair warning. But it is my favorite Tinkerbell Halloween piece he's ever made. Like, if you gotta have one Halloween Tinkerbell piece, it's this one. She is everything. I freaking love this piece. And one of the last pieces he made, and probably like one of the rarest ones, is this one. And this one is called Sweet Spell. Very difficult piece to come across, and it was the last piece to complete my collection and my Halloween Tinkerbell collection. It is stunning. First off, I love the base. It's like this candy corn inspired base. You have the pumpkin with the vines, the green grass, and then you have her finally in a different attire. Look at those details. She has this candy corn inspired pixie dress. It's so freaking stunning. She has the wand in her hand, which is mixed media. It's a metal mixed media wand, and it's quite a large wand as well. And it's black, which is awesome. And she has this, like, she's doing this thing with her hand. She's being a little naughty and flirtatious. And the hat, again, is just everything. This is a beautiful piece. Very challenging to come across as well. This piece goes for about almost like $160 to $200 in the secondary market. It was very limited in its run. Following that, we have this Eeyore Halloween piece, and it is called Melancholy Mummy. And it's Eeyore with the jack-o'-lantern in his hat, and it's in his mouth, and it's hollow from within, and he is wrapped in tissue, and he looks just like a mummy. It's a freaking adorable, and I love that it's Eeyore because he's already like full of stitches, so he's ideal. Like if you make him a mummy or a scarecrow, he's like the ideal Halloween piece. And I'm surprised that we only have 2 Halloween Winnie the Pooh pieces in the entire collection, but nevertheless, a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful piece. I freaking love this piece. You can still find this at MSRP price. Retail for like $45. You can still find it for under $50. Don't pay more than $50 for it. Of all the pieces I mentioned here today, like 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces are still relatively easy to come across. Now we're going to transition into Halloween, and on this side, and this one is called Devilish Delights. You saw it in my previous video. It's Stitch dressed up as a vampire, which is freaking adorbs. The base is super cutie. I love, 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 love this base with the pumpkin details here and there. Adorable. He has this this devil try-in and his little devil ensemble. It's adorable. This piece launched for under $50. You can still find it in the secondary market for under $50. Don't pay more than that. No more than 60 tops. Following that piece, we have the Disney Villains pieces. Now, this is probably like the 3rd time, and for some of you, maybe even the 4th time you see some of these pieces, because they've been featured in so many other videos of mine. So we're going to go one by one. This one right here is called Poison Pumpkin. It is the evil queen. And she's holding a pumpkin. All these pieces, the MSRP price was $60, and you can still find all of them for around $60. Don't pay more than $75 for any of these 4 pieces I'm about to show. The only detailing here that really makes this piece Halloween inspired is the pumpkin and this detailing right here. It's this like purple hue detail she has here and coming down here with the rose mauling and quilted pattern. I'm going to go very laser on these pieces. Next we have Maleficent. The name of this piece is called Candy Curse. She's very much Halloween inspired, and where you can see the details is her staff. Instead of the green embellishment on her staff, she has the pumpkin. Her candy corn horns. I mean, how freaking, like, she's the coolest one just because of the candy corn horns. I mean, she's so kick-ass because of that detail. Then you have like this autumn rose mulling print that comes down her vest, her cape, and then in the back as well. So freaking stunning. Following that, we have, this is the second time I feature this piece, and it's the only time it's been featured in a series, and this one is called the Shadow Man King. Beautiful piece, probably the most popular. This is probably the most popular piece of all of them, and I love that he's so slender. He looks very fragile, surprisingly never broke, which is awesome. I've received like 4 of these I sold, and all of them came immaculate. He has his iconic staff. Nothing really about him screams Halloween aside from his little face mask, which I feel like he has already in the movie. I've only saw Princess and the Frog once, but it really fits in. It suits him beautifully here. Also the purple feather that he has here. I'm not sure if that's something in the movie, but it suits him beautifully. But what really makes this piece Halloween inspired, it's the least Halloween inspired of them all, is his skeleton. He has this this skull candy jack-o'-lantern, and it has this mixed media metal. It wobbles and it's full of candy, poisonous candy. He is freaking amazing. And this is the voodoo dude. And the last piece from that series is Ursula. Delicious Greedy. I freaking love this piece. It's my favorite of them all. And why I love it is because she's so gluttonous. She's so heavy, yet she's still only retailed for $60, just like the others, which I thought was amazing. So here you have her in her full glory. And what I love about this piece is every single one of her tentacles is holding miscellaneous candy. Roll-up candy, lollipops, chocolate bars in her hand. I mean, it is amazing. But what I love is it also the base, this trick or treat. It has this oceanic base, but the base also, it has this sand-like detailing, which is amazing. I love that they did that. I've only ever seen that sand-like detailing featured like 3 times. And so I really appreciate that. And then we have Ursula and her greatness. She looks freaking amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Love, 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 love this piece. If it didn't say trick or treat, you couldn't even distinguish this piece to be a Halloween piece, even with all the candy. I love this piece so much. Very heavy too. And we're almost done with this video. We're gonna wrap it up here. And we have, this came out last fall in 2020. It came out in it came out in September of 2020. And it's called Stitch O-Lantern. And y'all see this, you've seen this before in my Stitch video, and I love this piece. I want to make sure I'm not missing any other Stitch pieces for Halloween. No? Okay, I feel like I'm missing. I feel like there's gonna be a piece that y'all are gonna clock me on, like, you forgot this piece, and I know I'm gonna be like, no. I'm looking around right now just to make sure. Yeah, I think we're good. I think we are good. Yep, we're good. Yep, we're good. Okay, so this piece came out last year. Retail for $45. You can still find it for under $55. Don't pay more than that. Beautiful, beautiful piece. It's this beautiful pumpkin as you zoom in, and he's emerging in this cute pose right out of the pumpkin carving. I love this piece so much. He's such a cutie. I'm not a Stitch fan, but I think he's such a cutie. Following that piece, I still have one of these available, so if you want to purchase it, send me a message on Instagram, a PM. I am selling him for $45, free shipping, no tax, $45 flat. PM me if you want to purchase him. Don't comment here below. Find me on Instagram, PM me, or go on Disney on Display and join that Facebook group. And when you go on that group, type my name, Jean-Pierre Bon Jovi, under the search engine, and you'll see my most recent post with details. You could PM me on Facebook as well to purchase it. And so here it is. It is this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Dopey. This is brand new, just released in 2021. You've seen it in my previous video that I did back in September. Or was it end of August? I feel like it was early September, end of August. And it's Dopey with this pumpkin jack-o'-lantern, mixed media metal. But what I love is he has all these little candies in his hand. It's very reminiscent to the Ursula piece as well. Love this piece so much. As you all know, Dopey is my favorite Disney character. He looks amazing. Like, this is a piece, if there's like a Halloween piece everyone must have, it must be this one. So if you are interested in this, you can purchase it for $45. That's the cheapest you'll see it. There's no one selling it cheaper than $45 right now. I have quite a few pieces I have for sale, and I sell them cheaper than anyone else in the market. Go check them out. I only have one of each. Next year, I'm hoping to launch my actual website, so stay tuned. Following this piece, we have this one. And this one is called Lovable Boo... What is it? Lovable Boo Cancer. And this one is so freaking darling. It is Stitch holding his sword and his pumpkin. He is with his pumpkin on the side. It is a Pirate Stitch. This is also brand new, 2021 release. Yes. You're seeing it here first. I actually have not unboxed this. I still have to unbox this, but I'm waiting on some other pieces to come. It's my final unboxing I'm going to do of new pieces, and I unfortunately do not have an additional one for sale. So I will be unboxing this with some of my other pieces, which I have yet to unbox, but I'm waiting on like 4 more pieces of the entire 2021 complete collection to launch. So you're probably going to see that in November, first week of November, that video. And so, this is the first time y'all are seeing him on my channel. And again, Lovable Boo Canner. It's Buccaneer. I'm glad I reread that. The actual the stamp on this is it's not that legible. Lovable Buccaneer. There you have it. And it's Stitch dressed up as a pirate. As you look at all the details, I love his wooden sword. He is super cutie. I wish he would have had an eye patch. That would have been ideal. But I do love his vest. Super, 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 super cutie. This piece retails for $45. Don't pay more than $50 in the secondary market. It's a brand new 2021 piece that just launched in September. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this edition of Halloween Jim Shore. I'm going to have fun making the thumbnail to this. I really am. I really hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget, again, if you haven't already, to subscribe. If you're interested in a Dopey piece, I still have one available. So make sure to PM me, and it could be yours flat, $45. And yeah, so there you have it. I really do hope you enjoyed this video. And make sure to stay tuned, because the next video is going to be Mickey and Friends, which is massive. Halloween Mickey and Friends. And aside from Halloween Mickey and Friends, we also have The Nightmare Before Christmas launching now in October. So I can't wait for y'all to see all those videos. Stay amazing, stay awesome, stay blessed, and I will catch you all on the next one. Bye.